4 behaviors that instantly make you look dangerous. There is something unsettling about a man who doesn't flinch, a man who moves with quiet confidence, who speaks only when necessary, and when he does, every word feels like it was carved from stone. He doesn't seek attention, and yet attention follows him, not because of arrogance, not because of noise, but because of presence. And presence is not something you can buy. It's not something you can fake. It is earned through fire, through solitude, through deep internal work. In the age of loud mouths, fragile egos, and clickbait emotions, stillness is the most dangerous weapon a man can carry. And these 4 behaviors, they are the arsenal of such a man. This isn't about intimidation. It's about self-possession. It's about becoming a man who cannot be owned, seduced, or shaken. Let's go deeper. Behavior 1. Radical restraint. Let's begin here because this is the foundation. Radical restraint is not about being passive. It is about power under control. It's knowing you could react, but choosing not to. And the key word here is choosing. You don't yell because you're angry. You don't attack because you're hurt. You don't respond to every insult. Not because you're weak, but because you understand one fundamental truth. The moment you lose control, you lose the game. Epictetus said it best. Anyone capable of angering you becomes your master. A man ruled by his emotions is a puppet. His strings are pulled by whoever knows which buttons to press. And people love to press buttons. Here's a scenario. You're at a meeting. A colleague throws a subtle insult your way. Maybe they mock your idea. Maybe they question your intelligence with a smirk. The average man would fire back. He'd defend himself, raise his voice, maybe even get personal. And the entire room would see one thing: a man who can be rattled. But imagine a different response. Imagine you stay silent. You look at them. Just look. No reaction, no blinking, maybe even a slight smile. And then you continue. You stay composed, focused. Now, who do you think looks weak? This is not just about self-control. It's about psychological warfare. The man who cannot be provoked creates confusion. People don't know what to do with him. They second-guess themselves. They hesitate because they are facing a man who is not playing the game. And when you stop playing their game, you control the board. Radical restraint is not suppression. It is not bottling things up. It is transmutation. You feel the fire, but instead of letting it burn your life down, you redirect it into discipline, into focus, into clarity. This is what the Stoics practiced every single day. The ability to pause, to breathe, to rise above the impulse. How to train it? When insulted, do nothing for 10 seconds. When anger rises, observe it like a scientist. When emotion pulls at you, ask, is this action worthy of me? You become dangerous not when you explode, but when people realize you never explode. Because you don't have to. The one who controls himself controls the room, and the man who controls the room controls outcomes. That's power. Behavior. 2. Not seeking to be understood. This one stings, because almost every man wants to be seen, wants to be acknowledged, wants to be understood. We think, if they just knew what I meant, they wouldn't judge me. If they just saw the full picture, they'd agree. If they understood my past, they'd respect my present. But the Stoic knows this is a trap. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. There is nothing more dangerous than a man who walks without apology, who acts without explanation, who lives by a code only he needs to understand. Imagine this. You start a business. People say you're crazy. You choose solitude. They say you're cold. You choose discipline. They say you're obsessive. The average man rushes to clarify, "No, no, you don't get it. Let me explain." He explains and explains and explains until he has diluted every ounce of conviction with permission-seeking. But not you. Not if you want to be dangerous. You let them misunderstand. You let them gossip. You let them assume. And you build. The man who doesn't need to be understood walks differently. He doesn't fear being misrepresented because his self-worth is not anchored in public perception. It's anchored in truth. And here's the paradox. The more you stop explaining, the more people start watching. They may not understand you, but they respect you, because silence is authority. It says, "I am doing something important. You will see the results when it's done, not before." How to train it? If someone misjudges you, let them. If someone mocks your goals, say nothing. If someone demands an explanation, offer calm silence. Your energy is not meant to convince people. It's meant to build kingdoms. Be misunderstood, be doubted, be mocked, and keep walking. Because when you stop chasing approval, you start radiating authority. And that's dangerous. Behavior. 3. Mastery over appetite. There's a man in every room who wants more attention, more pleasure, more applause, more validation. And there's another man who wants less. Guess which one is dangerous? Seneca warned, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Temptation is the oldest form of control. The world sells chains disguised as rewards. You want to be dangerous? Starve your vices. Don't chase lust. Don't chase popularity. Don't chase power for the sake of looking powerful, because the moment someone knows your appetite, they own you. Flash a beautiful face, you chase. Offer a quick win, you grab. Threaten to cancel your reputation, you beg. You're not dangerous. You're a puppet in a velvet suit. The dangerous man says, "I don't need that." Keep your offer. I walk my own path. This isn't asceticism for the sake of image. This is self-mastery. This is being a fortress that doesn't open its gates for shiny objects. Here's a story. A man is offered everything he ever wanted: money, influence, exposure. All he has to do is compromise a little: a speech, a partnership, a smile in the wrong room. He pauses, he walks away. Why? Because what he has inside is worth more than what they offer outside. That man, that's real power. How to train it? Fast from your favorite indulgence for a week. Say no to easy praise. Watch how it burns, then let it go. Identify your cravings, then kill them with discipline. Master your appetite and you master your freedom. You don't look dangerous by wanting everything. You look dangerous by needing nothing. Behavior 4. Calm in chaos. The final behavior, the one that elevates you above 99% of men. Calm in chaos. You walk into a room full of screaming egos, barking opinions, emotional outbursts, and you remain untouched. Why? Because you've trained for war by mastering your inner peace. Marcus Aurelius said, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." In our world, noise is mistaken for power. But a man who doesn't react? That man makes everyone uneasy. He becomes the anomaly. You're in a heated discussion. Someone raises their voice. They insult you. The table shakes. Eyes turn. And you? You sip your coffee. You speak slowly. You smile, maybe. Not because you don't feel it, but because you've trained your nervous system to not dance for the circus. When the world panics, you breathe. When the crowd chants, you observe. When chaos storms, you stay rooted. Stillness is terrifying. Because stillness means awareness, it means preparation, it means power withheld. How to train it? Practice silence in high-pressure moments. Meditate, not to escape, but to train. Learn to see emotion rise and let it pass like a wave. You are a lighthouse, not a sailboat. You stand tall while the winds roar, and when you finally speak, it cuts deeper than 1,000 screams. A man calm in chaos is a man no one can control, no one can break, because he is anchored not in the external world, but in his inner citadel. That, my friend, is the definition of danger. If this struck a nerve, it means something inside you is waking up. These behaviors aren't easy, but they are simple, and they are trainable, so train them, live them. Let people feel your presence without saying a word, not to impress, not to intimidate, but to become a storm disguised as calm. That's what Stoicism looks like in motion.